Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, All Carbs Delicious. Today we're gonna be making one of my all-time favorite Taiwanese dishes, Taiwanese Beef Noodle Soup, or紅燒牛肉麵. If you haven't yet, you must try Taiwanese Beef Noodle Soup pronto. It's one of those classic dishes that's comforting, wholesome, and the broth is super fragrant. In short, this beef noodle soup always makes my belly happy. The recipe that I'm gonna show you today requires a bit of cooking time, but I promise you, it's 100% worth it. Let me show you how to make it. So this is what we're gonna need to make Taiwanese beef noodle soup for 6 people. Let's start with the veggies. As you can see here, we've got a nice plating of vegetables. You're gonna need 1 large meaty tomato or 2 smaller ones, 2 to 3 roughly chopped big chunky carrots. They give a very nice sweetness to the soup. Some coriander for garnish. 1 big onion, roughly chopped, perfect for stewing. About 10 slices of ginger, thinly sliced. 2 bird's eye chili peppers. Some scallions for garnish, and about 10 garlic cloves. On the opposite side, we have about 1 kilogram of beef. This is a mix of digital muscle, also known as beef shank, and a piece of more marbled, thicker and fattier beef finger meat. Here we've got some baby bok choy and some pickled mustard greens that we're gonna dice it up and fry it with some garlic for garnish later. About 4 tablespoons of chili bean paste, also known as doubanjiang in Chinese. Some white pepper and regular salt to taste. A teaspoon of Sichuan peppercorns. 1 piece of rock sugar. 8 pods of star anise and 3 bay leaves. 80 milliliters of rice wine. 80 milliliters of dark soy sauce. And 80 milliliters of light soy sauce. So the very first step is we're gonna cook our meat. We're gonna bring it to a boil. So I have here our beef shank and beef finger meat, submerged in just tap water, cold water, and then a few slices of ginger and a few pods of star anise. Gonna bring it to a boil, put a lid on. After it has boiled, a lot of the impurities inside the meat will come out, and we're gonna pour away that water, and then we're gonna shock our meat with cold water and then slice it up. That's the very first step. As you can see, there's a lot of gunk, dirt, or impurities that's coming out. So this will do. So we're gonna pour away this water. Chop the meat. It's also easier to handle, otherwise otherwise it's too hot. So you want to slice this up, not too thin. Et voilà. Done. Okay, so we're gonna quarter our tomato. And then this doesn't need to be cut, just crush it. That will do. Okay, done. So next, if you have a wok, use your wok, of course. We don't. So a deep frying pan will do. Add some cooking oil. I'm using peanut oil, but you can use any vegetable oil. Add a good amount of oil. So, okay, just let this come to temperature. It has to be hot. And I think I'm gonna take my smallest pan here. So in the meanwhile, you can also roast your citron peppercorns. It's not necessary, but I like to do it because it brings out that extra aroma. It will be extra fragrant.
It smelled a little bit already.
My apologies, but I'm gonna have to turn on my cooking hood, otherwise the smoke detector will go off. Alright, so you can throw in gingers, onions.
Smells so good.
We're gonna add in our meat. Some peppercorns can go in. Rock sugar. Dark soy sauce for the color. Light soy sauce for the taste. Rice wine, chili bean sauce. If you can't handle the heat, you can also substitute with just regular bean paste, bean sauce. 豆瓣酱 in Chinese. Our tomatoes. The natural acidity of the tomatoes will help tenderize our meat. So I think this is good enough. So transfer everything to a big pot. Once everything is transferred, just fill the pot with some water until all the ingredients are submerged. At this point, you can also add the carrots. That's optional. You can leave it out if you want, but we like to eat it with some
Sweet carrots.
Sweet carrots. These are the Asian variant. They are thicker, chunkier, and they have a good bite after braising for
Couple of
for
hours.
a couple of hours. They soak up all the aromas.
Mm-hmm. They're great for stewing and
Yeah.
braising.
So you don't want to cut them too thin. Just leave them chunky as they are. A few bay leaves and the rest of our star anise, salt and pepper to taste. This is about 1 teaspoon of each. You can also adjust later on. At this point you can pop the lid on, turn on the heat, turn it on high until it comes to a boil. Once it's boiling, you can turn it down, turn it lower, and simmer it for 1.5 hours minimum, preferably longer, 2 hours or more, and then you're basically done. We're gonna prepare some toppings to go with Taiwanese beef noodle soup. One of our favorite is pickled mustard greens. You can find this in the Asian supermarket. So we're gonna chop this thinly. Okay, so I already took the liberty to chop some garlic. These are about 3 cloves of garlic. So we're gonna take a pan, a clean pan, and then add some vegetable oil or peanut oil. For Chinese cooking, I always like to use peanut oil, but feel free to use what you have on hand.
Much oil. Okay.
And then I have here about 3 cloves of chopped garlic. We're gonna fry these up a bit. Add the mustard greens. Fry it up a bit. I'm gonna turn on the cooking hood just for a minute or two. Then add a splash of soy sauce. For the color. Then some black vinegar, Chinese black vinegar, but if you don't have that, you can substitute with balsamic vinegar. Also, just a splash, a few drizzles. And then you want to finish it off with a drizzle of sesame oil. Turn off the fire. That's it. Chop some cilantro and scallions for garnish. Cook the amount of flour noodle you need according to the package instructions. So with the same water where we cook the noodles in, the starchy water, we can also cook our bok choy. These are baby bok choy. Just blanch them for a minute or two, not too long. Add some noodles to a deep serving bowl. Then add a good amount of that flavorful soup. Select a few pieces of those sweet and tender chunky carrots. A few slices of that juicy beef. And don't forget to eat your veggies. Add some baby bok choy, pickled mustard greens, and some cilantro and scallions for garnish. Bon appetit! Throw a little love to this video by giving it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below and consider subscribing to my channel if you'd like to see more. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye!